What's up, everybody, and welcome to Team Pizza Plays Renowned Explorers International Society. I, of course, am Whatthefnu.
And I don't know who I am. Maybe, I forgot I had this picture up.
Oh no, draw man. Hang on, hold still, I can fix this. Feel better?
Yes, I do.
Good, I'm glad punching my desk somehow fixed that for you.
Well, that's what we call percussive maintenance. For those of you who don't know, percussive maintenance is literally hitting your computer to make it work better, and it actually works. Hence the term percussive maintenance.
Oh shoot, I forgot about that. This particular encounter at the start, somebody gets silenced. Like, they get hit by a dart, and then for a couple turns, they actually can't use any speech abilities. Whoops. Although, that does open them up to one of her more powerful group attacks.
So what you're saying is, someone basically got shot in the throat.
Or they just got hit with a particular brand of poison.
No, I kind of like the idea of them getting hit with a poison dart in the vocal cords. Sounds pretty metal.
In the vocal cords. Like that's like a frigging lawn dart. That needle is so long.
Yep. Right in the throat, right in the vocal cords. It's like, oh, what a beautiful...
Right in the vernacular. Nobody knows who I'm referencing there. And those who do are like, why did you bring that shit into your channel? You're never gonna be able to let that go now.
You see, now I need to look it up.
It's a Chugga-Conroy joke.
What's a Chugga-Con?
He's actually kind of a famous Let's Player.
Oh, kind of famous.
I say kind of famous. He only revolutionized the way most people in the gameplay field actually use annotations.
Well, you could say he revolutionized the world of Let's Playing, and I could say I still don't know who the hell that is.
He's sort of in that same group as guys like Proton John. He's one of the Runaway guys.
Oh, okay. Oh, one of the Forerunners, gotcha.
Yeah, he's been around a while. He was inspired by Proton John, actually, all things considered. Cites him as one of his main influences.
Huh.
Oh, there we go. We finally pulled the dart out of our vernacular.
Good. Just imagining her holding a dictionary with a long dart in it.
She's that devoted to her field.
She's looking at it going like, oh no.
It's no big deal.
My vocabulary.
I mean, later on, especially in the playthroughs that I've done with Anna so far, she just ends up being one of the most durable members of the team.
Because she's endured so much emotional trauma. My dictionary, my saxophone. Oh no, my dad's dead. Get up, Homer. Oh no, he's not dead.
Obviously,
Anna is basically
one
Lisa
direction
in this
to go
particular
here.
scenario. Everywhere you look, everywhere you go.
Now you've got it stuck in your head, don't you?
Yeah.
That's something I should have thought about ahead of time. Like, I should have made a friendly team. All things considered, because then we could have just gotten away with singing that the whole time.
No, you planned this. You wanted me to look up the Full House theme because you knew I would start singing it. This was deliberate sabotage.
I'm good at that. If at first you do succeed, don't act so surprised, right?
Oh yeah. But that's okay. I can be deliberately sabotaging as well. Remember those giant monkeys from last time?
What about them?
Who do you think paid them off?
Apparently you didn't pay them enough because this run is still going.
Well, yeah, I kind of just paid them in.
A man can only deliver so many bananas.
Yeah,
and past a certain point, there's really no sense dropping them off anyway because they'll just go bad.
And Donkey took all the bananas back. The greedy bastard. Keeps hoarding them like no other.
Oh, banana. Okay, do you think he's saying "oh banana" or "gold banana"? Maybe sending Molly off in this direction to take care of this wasn't the best idea, because I forgot she doesn't have the world's best speech defense.
Well, see, that's the real mystery of Molly. Why does her speech suck?
Mostly because she's a warrior character.
Well, you see, you say warrior character, I say she shouldn't have dropped out of school.
She just had a really bad college education. She didn't follow her dreams. Hey, Molly, what did you major in? History of warrior cultures. What was your minor? Shit. Well, now you see what it looks like when somebody dies. If somebody loses all of their resolve, well, yeah, I just said it. If you lose all of your spirit, you lose one. Your entire team loses 1 point of resolve. You lose all your resolve, and the adventure is basically over. And no thanks, I'm not going to let that happen because of frigging monkeys.
You thought I ran out of bananas to pay them with, but little did you know I made a little run to the grocery store.
Power is decreased by 25, so I think I'm just gonna back off a little bit. Revive Molly. And have her attack and use Molly as a backup in this situation to try and cheer up some of these guys.
You see?
Although she's only got an ability that makes them confident. That affects physical attack, not speech, so maybe this wasn't as sound a plan as I liked.
For a second I thought you said I'm going to use Molly as a shield.
No, not yet. That's in case we find another hostile group to fight against.
I can see Anna doing that, just picking up Molly, going, back off, yeah, and just using Molly as a rapier.
Just the entirety of her body.
Yep. Just wielding Molly as a weapon.
Maria's just off to the side like, jeez, you're stronger than I thought.
Man, being a scientist...
For a scientist, you sure have muscle.
It's like, man, being a scientist must be fucking hardcore. You have to be able to bench press a fucker. It's like being, what do you call those bastards? It's like being a bard in old school D&D.
Nerd rage.
Yeah,
that's it. She's just been playing too much Fallout, and she's got her intelligence stat maxed out.
She didn't get her watch thing when she pre-ordered.
That's another thing I want to talk about, like collector's editions. I think you and I might be on the same page of the fact that a brand new IP should not have a collector's edition.
Yep.
Like, you want to make sure it's something people actually want to collect.
Yeah, it shouldn't be full of its, what do you call it? The Last of Us. Good game from what I've seen, but I really think, good game from what I've seen when they, updated itself to go to a new console and updated its graphics. Yeah, that's something I can get behind, because it's like, okay, the power, we can update it for that, update the graphics, cool. But if it were to say, the collector's edition with all new missions, shouldn't that just be extra stuff put in the previous version or something like that?
And then they whack you with a news bit. Well, with forward-thinking ideas like that, you'll never be a game executive. Don't you see, Draw Man?
Oh, where I was so wrong, Whatthefnu. I can't believe I thought so selfishly. Who the hell has all the time to put content into a game? What madman would do something like that? We should, make sure its deadline meets the holidays or the spending seasons, and just put everything else in through macro transactions.
Ooh. Well done, you found the hidden hoard of this expedition. I've actually never encountered this before. Just one blank space out of all of them will have something hidden on it, I guess. Huh, that's a neat little mechanic. It actually encourages, it actually gives you a reward even just for going from place to place. What was that noise?
Oh, sorry.
Is my explanation of game design just boring you that badly? You're snoring?
Oh no, that wasn't snoring. That was a grunt from eating food. You can call it a belch, but I call it a throat grunt, a stomach grunt. Let's see, what's that thing about game design we were talking about? Oh yeah. You know, on the subject of RPGs, how your character is the protagonist, but at the same time, like I've seen this brought up in a lot of gaming topics, how the protagonist can raid people's homes with impunity.
Yeah, I think there was a game that came up on Kickstarter a long time ago, which, what was it called? You Are Not the Hero? That addressed that directly.
Yeah.
Like, the guy's direct inspiration for that game was a moment in actually one of my favorite games of all time, Final Fantasy IX, where it says you took Grandma's life savings of 94 gil, and you couldn't give it back to her.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what the hell? Even I'm against this. But yeah, one thing I'd have to say, if there's anything I dislike in a material, is the whole concept of a designated protagonist, wherein you're supposed to be rooting for this character, but they're doing something that you really should be rooting against. I mean, I'm not talking about tongue-in-cheek games like Death Spank, or games like God of War where you're killing people. No, in fact, this isn't really a game problem from what I'm... Okay, Hilda, here's another little rant I've had. Who hasn't seen Tom and Jerry? I'm looking at you, Frank. So, Tom and Jerry. The concept is, Jerry's supposed to be the innocent, cute little mouse who just wants to eat, and Tom's the big, mean old cat. Okay, cool. Tom is just doing his job, ridding the house of pests and thieving little critters, and yet we're supposed to root for him getting wrongfully punished for that. It's like cheering a security guard losing their job when a bum breaks into a grocery store.
Yeah. I love to... What am I even trying to say? Put words in my mouth for a second. Whenever a cartoon does that, like, even something like Looney Tunes with the whole concept of Daffy Duck, I just wanted him to win once, just for the sake of being different.
Yes. Like, when Sylvester loses against Tweety, I understand that. They live in the same house, they're both pets, he's being fed, he doesn't need to kill Tweety. That's understandable.
Yeah, but Tweety was a little shit, too.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
he was
Tweety
all smug about it.
Yes, Tweety was a little bastard. He was an arrogant little prick. He enjoyed watching Sylvester's suffering. That's why I always enjoyed rooting against him, too. And then you got Jerry, who will enjoy watching Tom's torment because Tom, in doing his job, woke up the dog or accidentally tripped over something, and gets punished by his humans who have dominion over him. And Jerry is just, laughing his little rat ass off. It just makes you wish someone would call the exterminator and have his little ass poisoned or something.
Jeez.
I mean, there's an episode where, this is probably my least favorite episode of Tom and Jerry. Well, one of them. Where Tom has a dream where he dies and goes to heaven, but because he spent his life, quote-unquote, persecuting an innocent mouse, i.e. doing his job, he has to get Jerry's forgiveness.
Yeah, that was a little messed up, wasn't it?
That was horrendous. It's like, when you think about it, the other cats that go to heaven, one of them picked a fight with the bulldog and lost and died. And it's like, whoa, what about him? He picked a fight with an innocent bulldog. Or what about the cat who gets struck by a shoe because he was singing on a fence? Shouldn't we be upset that he was, annoying innocent people trying to sleep? No, Tom does his job as a house cat and goes to hell for it. That's horrible. I mean, you could see it as Tom's guilty conscience, bothering him because on occasion him and Jerry have been shown to be friends, but it's still really messed up that he'd be punished for that.
By the way, speaking of... I know we had this discussion a couple episodes ago about using different types of enemies in this game.
Uh-huh.
Well, we're fighting a ghost captain right now. Like, this big old pirate. You'll notice he has a specific ability. I'll show it off as soon as our turn comes around again. So, you'd think one of the best strategies would be to hit him. No, actually, you have a 0% chance to hit him with physical attacks. Do you get why?
He's a ghost, right?
He's a ghost. I thought that was a neat little touch.
That's a very good touch. It's one of the reasons, like, coming back to Pokemon, strangely enough, it's why I always love the concept that ghost Pokemon actually got to be ghost and that you couldn't hit them with something physical. Even though they were really just floating masses of poison and psychic types could wreck their shit, because psychic types are broken as fuck.
Yeah, well, in the original generation they were. Kind of were still in second generation too, but...
I mean, it's why they introduced dark and steel types, just to beat psychic types. It's like, basically, the designers made a huge mathematical error and made special stats super high. And because the original generation just had special, not special attack and defense.
Well, the other thing was, psychic types had weaknesses, but there were no really powerful moves that took advantage of it. It's just like bug types. What was the most powerful bug type move at the time? Like Twin Needle? Or Pin Missile? Something like that? Which only had a 45 base power?
Yes, and what Pokemon, and what were the only bug Pokemon you can get? The very low level, very low stat, early starting types that you could catch.
You've got a Mewtwo? Check out my Beedrill, man. This'll win me a tournament.
Like, not even the higher-ups like Scyther and Pinsir had really enough power to take on that bastard. You just had to pretty much do the Bulbasaur thing and level up everyone to an insanely high degree, which, thanks to Missing Number, was very possible back then.
And even then, it still didn't work. Like, I remember playing Pokemon Stadium and just using Mewtwo. Like, until I got to the Master Difficulty Tournament, I didn't have to change anything. And the only reason I had to change out to other Pokemon is because I was fighting Mew.
Yeah, Mew was broken, but in the right way, because Mew could do every move. Because Mew was basically supposed to be
kind of like a worse Arceus, for those of you who don't know the series of the history very well.
Yeah. I also love how Mewtwo, even to this day, has higher initial stats than Arceus.
He's just that good. He's sort of like Fox in Smash Brothers, where he started at the top of the tier list, and he's never really gone down.
Which is cool because it's, you know, that nostalgia of, wow, the best from my time is still the best now. But it's also, holy shit, Mewtwo is fucking broken.
Judge me on my scientific achievements, guys. We're actually closing in on our last expedition before the end of the game. Like, we've survived a long time now. We're only 318 renown behind Rivolu now.
Ending the game? No! What will we do afterward?
Play a different game, maybe? Also, we've got 843 research to work with now.
Yeah, but who the hell wants to do that?
This is actually a really good tree to work down when you've got Molly on your team, because not only is she a scout, but the lone wolf ability, plus 10 grit when not next to an ally. If you're playing Molly correctly, she's actually not going to be next to allies because of her flank and shank ability anyway.
She's like the thief from D&D. You set her up for that flanking ability.
Yeah. In an encounter, all scouts gain 20% of their grit as bonus attack and speech. Wow! That's a good ability.
A good ability, you say? Actually, it comes back to another game design thing I always like to talk about. So, when you, bringing it full circle back to Pokemon again, when you Pokemon do the attacks and they have the little animations to represent the attack, but you in your mind internalize something even more epic?
Yeah.
You ever realized how vicious some of these attacks kind of are?
Yeah.
Like, Peck Attack. For anything else, it sounds pretty innocuous. It's a bird pecking at you. Okay. What if it's pecking a bug type? It's impaling that helpless little worm.
It's eating it.
It's eating that.
That's something... That's actually an old school joke in the Pokemon community. It's like, what do Pokemon trainers eat exactly?
Exactly.
Like, are they all... You can't even get away with the whole vegetarian thing, because what does that mean? They're just all consuming Bellsprouts and Oddishes? That's kind of messed up, bro.
And I actually really love that, because it totally just screws over the stereotypical vegan mentality of, I'm saving these helpless animals. No bullshit, even the vegetables are alive. Like, no offense to real vegans or vegetarians and even people who want to save animals. No offense to that. It's so hilarious to have that totally thrown in your face, too.
Yeah. There we go. We're probably going to go with speech power in this final battle, so we're going to buy a legendary book for Anna.
For a second, I thought you were going to say we're going to buy a legendary bird. Like, well, fuck, let's get Moltres.
On that note, actually... Hold up. Can Maria take that? Charms, astonishing, seduction, and beautiful smile. Oh, it only gives her storytelling. It's not worth the money. There are trinkets you can buy that not only give you extra speech, but they also give you other special abilities, like adjacent opponents gain minus 20... Wow! That's really good! Minus 20 speech defense, because Anna's going to be on the front line anyway. I think we're going to do that. She's going to get that item. That leaves us a little extra money to get some armor for somebody with. I think, on that note... Who needs it? Their vest or a rusty rig. Wow, that's actually beginner stuff for both those characters. I've been spreading my money too far out. Oops.
See, more
only
money.
Molly or Anna gets some better armor. Eeny, meeny, miny, you. Molly tends to die more easily. I'll give her some boots. Only scouts can use the boots anyway.
Eeny, meeny, miny, you.
What? I've used that selection process my whole life. It's just a lot simpler than having to go through the whole process. It's a giant rigmarole.
Well, you say it's easier to do, and I say it really is.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in agreement. I agree.
All right, I'm not going to argue with that point. You've made a solid argument.
I deserve, everyone gets one. Everyone gets one.
Unfortunately, Anna starts off with the electromagnetics perk, so there's really no point in hiring this guy.
Magnets, how do they work?
Very, very slowly from what I've seen.
They really do, they suck.
Somebody's gonna need some kind of athletic perk, but this guy costs too much. Arrgh!
Well, I say we kill him.
I can't. His name's Monstro. I'm pretty sure he'd flatten us.
Nah, you see imminent demise. I see an opening of a new world of possibilities.
Well, you see a new world of possibilities. I see somebody who's clearly ripping off a Disney movie.
Well, you see... Wait, is it me or him?
Him.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Monstro.
Monstro. Let's see if I can remember. Monstro.
What? For $200, Drawman, what Disney movie featured a villain named Monstro.
Wasn't it Pinocchio and the whale was named Monstro?
Yes, you've got it. Unfortunately, you forgot to phrase it in the form of a question, so no. It's still incorrect.
Well, you see.
Speaking of doing things the correct way, I have a choice for you. We could go to Molly Mystery. We could. Or we could go to Shangri-La. Which, it's an incredibly perilous expedition. Rivaloo has obtained the Shambhala Key of Privilege to open the gate to Shangri-La. If you're fast, you can still collect more Shambhala Keys and get there before him. You'll find the toughest of challenges of all sorts and kinds, but there's an amazing amount of renown to be gained here. Should we do it? Should we beat this asshole at his own game? After chasing him this whole time?
Wait, we'll do that?
Next time on Team Pizza Plays.
Yay? When have I ever steered you wrong?
Oh gee, where do I begin?
Cue the montage. That would my best friend.